Hey guys, welcome back to installment 2 of the Johnny Candito 6-week training program with SpartanSubs.com. So the second week of the program has you doing quite similar to the first week in that you're squatting and deadlifting on the same day twice a week and then bench pressing 3 times a week. So the squat volumes is just one set, but it's for a max set of up to 10 reps. So for me on my program with the desired, or with the 1 RM of 210 roughly, it had me squatting 170 or 370 pounds on the first day for a set of 10, and then doing some extra volume sets. So if you hit your first set, you basically have to increase 5 pounds, so up to 175 pounds I think it was, and then perform 5 triples with a minute's rest in between. So pretty difficult on those ones. I did manage to get my first set of 10. It wasn't great. I fell forward on a few of them. It was the most I'd ever done for 10 reps by far. I think the most I'd ever done 10 reps at was probably 3 plates, so roughly 145. So some triples here. None of them look particularly ideal. You'd think that after doing a set of 10 at 170 that doing a few triples at 5 kilos more wouldn't be that difficult, but it was incredibly difficult. As soon as you put the weight on your back, immediately you just felt like it was a ton heavier. I thought I had 5 plates on there. So this was my second last set out of the 5. And so the bench press has you doing a set of 10, a set of 8, and then 6 to 8 on the first day. So mine was 175 for a set of 10, 190 for a set of 8, and 200 for 6 to 8. So I think I got the 8 on it. So on these ones, obviously my bench press is quite a bit lower than my other 2 lifts, and really just trying to work on form. I do dive bomb a lot at the bottom, which isn't good, especially if you're competing, because you have to pause at the bottom of the rep, obviously. So that was my first set. Getting a little bit better in form than last week, but still not very great form. My ass has been coming off the bench, and just struggling to find that equilibrium of like a good arch and having my ass on the bench. My feet used to be the issue, that I couldn't keep them flat, but I managed to get that. It's just my ass that seems to be coming off the bench now, so I need to correct that. So on the other bench press days, I had me doing the exact same thing again on Friday as I benched on Tuesday, and then on the Saturday it was a 190 for up to 10 reps. So this is my second squat day. This was on the Thursday, so 2 days after my first squat day. So basically on this day it has you increasing the weight up to the weight that you were doing for triples, so 175 kilos for another set of 10. I managed to get the 10. I think after about the 7th rep I could not feel my legs, especially I'd been leaning forward a little bit, which I gotta iron out, but basically it was putting so much tension onto my calves that I couldn't actually calf raise to re-rack the weight. It was pretty difficult. I think Matt had to come in and help me a little bit. So basically on this day, if you manage to complete the set of 10, then you have to do 10 triples at reducing 5 pounds. If you couldn't get them, you basically had to it was reducing the amount of sets down to, I think, if you only got 6 reps, I think it was you had to do 5 sets. I only managed to get through 5 sets of my triples. I couldn't do any more. I was pretty stuffed. So after that I decided to do some block pulls. You can't see the blocks on here, but basically I've got 2 plates, so 100 kilos, 225 pounds, sitting on top of 2 20 kilo bumper plates, so probably about 3.5 inches off the ground. So these are really going to help iron out like the lockout phase of the lift, basically, which is where I generally struggle at on deadlifts. I have quite good explosiveness off the ground up to my knees, but once it gets past my knees I really struggle with the lockout. So even though this is a fair bit lighter weight, I'm still going to help with the ironing out of it. Basically I was doing sets of I think 10, so 3 sets of 10 I did on this one. I really got to watch my knees as well. I got to make sure I lock them out appropriately. And then I finished off that day with some goblet squats. So goblet squats for me have been only incorporated in the last 2 or so weeks, and I feel like they really help with kind of opening up my hips and just stretching everything out. It's almost more of a stretch exercise I use it for, rather than getting any actual gains from it. I do think I need to slow down a little bit throughout the lift, because I kind of just dive bomb a little bit. and it'll probably work a lot better if I just slowed it down and allowed the stretch. So that's week 2.